Back at Footy Hangover, it's been about 2 weeks since I last recorded a podcast. I actually kept on recording for the last 2 weeks as well, but I just didn't put them out. But then just a couple of days ago, I saw that I had like 60 views, just as like an insane thing, right, for the second video. So fuck it, I'm just gonna keep on going at it. Hey man, we just won a game. Ecstatic about it. Sunderland at home. Who could have thought? Very happy about it, right? We actually looked better than we have probably all season. Like there's still a lot of players that like have no place in the starting lineup. Bruno included, even though he didn't have like the worst game ever. Casemiro just like should not play at all. But he keeps on playing. Thing is, we have De Ligt, and now we have Lamens or Lemons, whatever. We just had an absolutely like a great game for us. I'm not trying to be one of those Man United fans that will just like hype a player up to infinity, even though I absolutely am that. Like I was like Kobe Mainu is going to be the next Paul Scholes and everything like that. I still do think he had like a really solid debut, right? At a clean sheet. And he had a little one-on-one on the keeper, and he looked very commanding, he looked safe in goal. And it was honestly like a borderline just spiritual experience for one of the many people that have had to endure Onana and Bendir in goal for the last God knows how long. So very happy about that. Šeško scores again, second goal in like 2 games, I guess. And he's looking good, man. It's a 6'5" dude who just like, he seems really, really willing to put in the work. I mean, I've seen him track back on defense, something that Rashford would never do. Track back on defense, do a bunch of really heavy pressing on the opposition, and actually managing to steal the ball a couple of times, or maybe more than a couple of times. He had a really good game, right? And even the hold-up play and kind of like carrying the ball forward, Šeško just looked really good in that regard. Cunha came on at halftime or around the 60th minute, didn't have the greatest game, and I'll just talk about the guys that did have a good game. I thought Diallo as a right back, as a right wing back, he actually played much much better than I've seen him all season or since the injury, really. Because I was one of the people that were saying like, all right, Diallo is kind of looking like he's lost a bit of that explosiveness, and he probably should sit on the bench for a minute. But he actually played really well, and him and Mbuemo, especially for that first half, man, the link-up play was really really good. Like it was almost I'm not trying to hype anything up here, right, but it was looking kind of vintage Man United, like on the right side there. I mean, Diallo just like multiple like step overs, and like when Mbuemo just like managing to take his man out by just like by one touch. It was really good that. It was really good that. Just I was happy about it. And then Mount was the one that started actually in the number 10, and normally I'd be bad at that, right? Because I just think Mount is probably like the third best option we have, the number 10. Like I'll probably put Cunha and then Bruno Fernandes over him, but hey man, Mount was one of our best players. Mount just like link up play and dribbling and just being very present in the game. He was really good. Now let's just hope he doesn't get injured again, because that's usually how it goes. It's like Mount will have like a good couple of games and then just get injured, and like we're back down to square zero. But that didn't happen. Happy for it for now. Mainu came on late on. Yeah, man, it's just like I'm the biggest Mainu fan out there. It's just like it's increasingly looking like he's probably gonna leave the club. He looks a bit fed up, and honestly, I'd probably be pretty fed up too. Bruno just keeps on starting, and I just don't see it with Bruno. I know the GA is kind of like it's a massive outlier, and he's supposedly by like GA standards or like the GA metric could be like one of the best players in the league. I don't see it, right? I don't see it. Maybe if he did play in the number 10, maybe you'd see it a bit more. But I just think Bruno doesn't actually add like a crazy amount to our team. I mean, he does pass a bit, and but it's just like mentality-wise, he's really bad, and he tries a lot of things that like they're just they tend to fuck up our attacks a lot of times, and just like it's not a good look for us a lot of times. Honestly, I'm not very happy about it. I'm not happy about Bruno still starting, but you can't really do much about it. I mean, it's looking like Amorim's gonna ride or die with Bruno. Like Bruno's not gonna leave whatever happens, and yeah, man. I mean, what are you gonna do? I kind of get it. I guess they're both Portuguese, and by the time Amorim came here, Bruno was already the captain. I'm guessing he's kind of like it's a bit of a teacher's pet kind of situation. I don't know. I'm glad Lenny Yoro started. Lenny Yoro had a good game. Was looking a bit shaky on the ball a couple of times, but just really good game defensively, at least in general, and so did De Ligt. And yeah, man, we just looked a bit more solid defensively. It was quite nice. Even Bruno was tracking back a bit, and Casemiro is still like a fat guy who can run, doesn't really care about the club. That's all right. That's all right. I mean, listen, in the perfect world, we'd just be starting Ugarte, because Ugarte is actually like listen, a lot of Man United fans they keep on hating on Ugarte. They keep on like even the people that are like Amarim out or like Amarim to change his formation to like this and that. I'll see their like projected lineups and whatever, and even in those, it's like Casemiro will still be the one starting, and I just don't get it. Like, yeah, on the ball, Casemiro might be slightly better. Obviously, he has a lot of experience. He's played in like some really great teams, right? But Ugarte is just like the way he covers those like massive gaps in Amarim's system, and there are a lot of massive gaps in the Amarim system. Is really something. Is really something, and I would definitely start Ugarte over Casemiro. I think if we go, because we are going to Anfield in about 2 weeks from now. It's a Monday now. It's called Footy Hangover, so I'm recording this on a Monday, like right after the games. Yeah, man, I think Ugarte should be starting, especially against Liverpool, where there's going to be, they're going to be, again, Liverpool have not been great lately, but there's probably going to be a massive midfield battle. And as we know, we usually lose the midfield battle because of the system, because the players in the system. We had Arsenal, they're finally top of the league, right? Liverpool are on on a 3-game losing streak, and we're very happy about that. Very happy about that. They just lost against Chelsea. That was the big game. Liverpool just looking really fragile right now, man. It's just like they're looking like they haven't really gelled together yet, and there's probably a couple of players that are still looking good on that team. But Alisson's injured. Van Dijk's getting a bit old. Konate is just chasing a move to Real Madrid with like every single game they play, right? Frimpong hasn't really come into the team yet, or whenever he's starting, it's just like it's more of a right mid. So it's just like, do you really go for like a very attacking lineup and put Frimpong in there? I mean, he was used to playing as a right wing back for Alonso at Leverkusen. So it's going to be interesting to see. I really liked him as a player, but I just don't think he's really the type of player to play in a four-man defense there. So we'll have to see. Salah is just looking completely washed. I mean, I have a very good friend who's a Liverpool fan, and even he texted me during the Chelsea game, that Salah's washed. And listen, man, Salah's not looking good this year. I mean, I said it from that first like game day. Salah's looking like he's lost a bit of explosiveness. By losing the explosiveness, you lose some of that confidence of like even like trying some of the crazy passes, or like trying a crazy shot. Because like most defenders now, like they'll be looking at him being like, you're not going to go past me, so I kind of know what to expect out of you. So yeah, man, it's just like Salah's looking a bit fragile. I could go on to like talk about Wirtz and how he's been just really bad, right, for the past since he's joined. He's agent 008 at this point. I don't even know. I get it, especially since he's he's an attacking midfielder, and he's kind of bought in to bring the assists, bring a couple of goals here and there. And he definitely was doing that for Leverkusen and for the Germany national team. So it's, man, we'll see. We'll see about that. Hakpo, the Liverpool friend keeps on texting me. Hakpo should not be starting. He scored against who was it that he played against? Chelsea. Scored against Chelsea, but they keep on saying that they want Chiesa in there. So I don't know about that. I don't really see it with Chiesa either. I just think Liverpool made some bad kind of transfer signings, right? Not bad per se, like, right, they're good players that probably like most teams in the world would have gone for. It's just like it's not really what they needed, and it just felt like like a guy who just like opens up like a FIFA career mode and goes like, all right, was the highest or second highest rated in this position who like a massive upside, right? Like we're just gonna sign that guy, and like not even care about like the sort of like tactical profile we need in a player. And I think it's kind of catching up to them. I don't like what they did with TK, right? TK is coming to Liverpool and has scored almost every single goal, almost every single game. And then it's like, oh, we're actually going to get Isak for like a record-breaking fee, whatever, just because we can't really pass out on him. But it's like, man, TK is a really good player right now. If you want a backup striker, just get a backup striker. But since he's playing this well, why spend 150 mil or whatever on Isak? I don't get it. I mean, that's something that we would do for sure, like Man United, right? But it's just I don't see it, and I think it makes for some bad karma. and it's probably gonna make for some kind of bad dynamic in the in the locker rooms. And yeah, honestly, man, I've been saying that Arsenal are probably gonna win the title this year, and I mean, if anything, last 2 weeks they've been like, Arsenal have just had like the greatest fucking last 2 weeks. I mean, I've seen them having in a good while, and it's looking increasingly likely that that's going to happen. I mean, before last week, Liverpool could have pulled away by like 8 points, right? Like they had a game against Crystal Palace, and Arsenal had a game on Newcastle, which is like a insanely hard away ground, right? Like, I mean, you see a team going over to St. James Park, it's almost like playing against the top four side. It doesn't matter where Newcastle are in the standings. It doesn't matter what they do. It's, that's a very hard place to go to, and they managed to go there, man. And they got a last minute winner, and they actually did play really well. Like, they deserved it, and it's a deep team. It's a team that has multiple kind of tactical profiles to how the midfield could get set up. And I like it, honestly. I like watching them. I do think they're probably the best team in the Prem this year. So, yeah, that kind of leaves us with, they're on, I think Arsenal are like 1 point away from Liverpool right now, or Liverpool are 1 point away from Arsenal right now. And Man City won against Brentford. I didn't actually watch that game, so I can't really talk about it. But the Chelsea game, man, the Chelsea game was actually a really good game, right? It was like a end-to-end, just a really good game. I was really happy about it, honestly. It was a good time, and I actually wrote quite a bit of I was right. Like, I usually write during games, and like I was saying that, like, man, the sooner Enzo Maresca figures out that Estevao is a much better player with a much bigger upside than Garnacho, like, the sooner they're gonna start winning more and more. And 20 minutes after that, Estevao scores, and not just the fact that he scored, but I mean, he had like a crazy cross into Enzo that, like, Enzo should have really scored for him from, and it was like, from the moment he came onto the pitch, he was like the most dangerous Chelsea player. So I'm a big Estevao fan, honestly. I think he should be starting that in that attack line every single game, and Chelsea just got a lot of good players. And listen, they got a lot of good players and a lot of bad injuries, right? Like, most of I think they got like 4 center backs injured, and even though they obviously have an insane depth, because just like the way that the transfer business is done with Chelsea is like, oh, we'll just buy 300 players and then sell 250 of them. But that's just how it is. Caicedo is the best DM in the world. I love watching Caicedo, man. Caicedo is just phenomenal, all around. I mean, he's like an absolute ball magnet. I mean, just talk about like interceptions and like tackles. I mean, that guy is just an absolute dream of having in your midfield. Absolutely. I mean, just phenomenal. Yeah, man, it's just, I'm a big fan of Caicedo. I'm a big fan of Enzo as well. Even though Enzo hasn't really kind of played, like, I think Enzo still has like just a step up he could probably make, right? Like, I just think he could probably go just a little bit forward, like a few more, crazy long passes maybe, and just kind of like be a bit more present. Like, he's a good calming presence in the midfield. He doesn't really misplace passes. Definitely a player that's needed, and he should be starting every single game, especially with seeing how kind of unsafe Lavia felt as a result. But I think with the talent Enzo has, like, he could be one of the best midfielders in the world as well, which I don't think he is right now. Like, I don't think he can put him in the top 10 right now. So that's all right, but he still is a very calming presence. And Chelsea have a really good team. They do. It's just inconsistent and bad injuries, and they're still working things out. I don't completely trust Maresca with like. It's since the Man United game that I've kind of started being like, ooh, I don't know about this guy, just because, like, man, they got a red card like very early on, and they subbed off their entire attack line, and then as a result, we won that game based on the subs. Really, I think we probably couldn't have won that against Chelsea unless Maresca just completely lost his head and just went like, all right, I'm just gonna sub off 4 of my main attackers in the first half an hour of the game, and then wallahi. I don't know what that was about, and I don't fully trust him with the substitutions, but I guess he did quite well with the Liverpool. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to put Estevao over Garnacho, and that's what we did, and good for him for doing that, man. Good for him for doing that. I'm extremely happy whenever Liverpool lose, and it was just kind of like for a Man United fan, it was a good weekend, right? Like we looked quite solid against Sunderland, and Šeško scored again. I was very happy about it, and Liverpool lost, and it was just it was a good time. It was a good time this weekend, man. It was a good time. Um, I guess other news. I also watched the Serie A a bit. Napoli won against Genoa. Good game, actually. Good game. Napoli was like they scored last minute winner. Højlund did again. I'm not one of those guys that are ever going to be like, oh, like Højlund scored again, like whatever. But man, I'm just happy for him, honestly. Like he's not our player anymore. It's completely like it's absolutely obvious that like they're going to buy him because he absolutely deserves it, man. He's a great striker. He didn't have the type of service needed, and the pressure was quite a lot, playing for us and everything. And I mean, let's be honest, Serie A is just like a notch below the Premier League, right? Or maybe 2 notches. Like I watch the Serie A like pretty much every weekend. Like I watch 2 or 3 games of Serie A. I'm a huge fan of that league. It's just like just objectively speaking, like some of the players that make it there, I'm not sure all of them could make it in the Prem. I'm absolutely sure that like some of the best players in the Serie A could come and make a killing in the Prem, just like Tonali. Tonali has, right? Like Tonali's been one of the best midfielders in the world for the past, like ever since he signed for Newcastle, and just leaving aside the little gambling embargo. Yeah, man. And the big Serie A game was actually Milan versus Juventus, where it was just listen, it was a 0-0 draw with not a crazy amount of chances besides like Pulisic missed a pen. Listen, the second half was a bore fest, completely granted. It wasn't great. But the first half was actually quite good, right? Like I'm a huge Kenan Yıldız fan. He's like first half he was just popping off, right? Like it was playing absolutely insane. I just love watching that guy. He's one of my favorite players to watch whenever he's on his game. The one thing I've kind of noticed about his game though is like he'll go really like try long shots, whatever. But with the second half he tends to kind of sit back a bit and kind of like get lost and not be in the game as much. Which is a real shame because he's a really good player, and I kind of hope he gets that out of his game, and I'm sure he will. He's a really young player, and I think he has the talent to like just be one of the best in the world. Like I think in terms of like what he should do with his career right now. Not that I'm I need to say anything about that, but it's just like I think he should probably stay at Juventus for another like 2-3 years, kind of like really make a name there. Hopefully win a title or 2, or like even make like a deep Champions League run, and then make his move to the Prem, make his move to La Liga, or one of the big teams, and or maybe he just wants to be like a one club man. I know he's a big fan of Del Piero, and he plays just similar to him, and man, I'm really excited about him. Milan is looking quite good. I like their team. I like Fofana. I think Pulisic be playing really well. So they have some good pieces there. I still think they're probably missing a couple. They don't really have like a number 9 striker, which is kind of hurting them a little bit. I know Leao is just coming back from injury, and I think Allegri is gonna. I think Allegri is going to play him as a number 9, which is it's his right. I don't really see Leao as a poacher type player. I always thought he was a winger, and whatever. That's all right with me. Juventus is actually as a comparison. I really like Juventus. Like I really do. I think they have a solid midfield line. I like Locatelli, and Thuram was started out on the bench, but I think Thuram should probably be starting. And then those two guys in front of them, we're actually playing the same formation as them, right? Man United and Juventus. It's looking much better on Juventus' side. I'm not sure even if they have like the much better fit for that in terms of the players, but I just think it looks a little better. It looks like they're a bit more gelled together and a bit more dynamic up front, and like some of the selling points about the formation, like they actually do look good, and like when Juventus does it. And you got to sit there and wonder, like, man, why can't like Amorim do that? I guess Greg Tudor or Igor Tudor, whatever his name is, he's been at Juventus for a bit longer than Amorim has, I think. I'm not willing to die on that hill, so I'm not completely sure, but yeah, man, just the two guys up front, the 2 number 10s, Ildiz and Conceição, man. I mean, those guys are just dynamic. They're fast. They're willing to take the opponent out with every single play. They're pragmatic. They're just really good, right? And granted, they don't really have a striker. That's also their problem. I know they pay Vlahovic a crazy amount of money, and he's definitely not deserving as such. He even came on in this game and just like looked lost. Like just like I wasn't watching much Serie A when I guess Vlahovic was like on fire and managed to like get this crazy contract off of him. But yeah, it's just looking like a bit of a robbery that. But yeah, man, and they got a couple of good wing backs, and the center backs look good. And yeah, I'm honestly like in terms of the Serie A title, I got either Juventus or Inter winning it. Juventus or Inter. That's my prediction, and I'm kind of hoping Inter does because again, I'm a big Barella fan. Their coach, Romanian guy, and I like Inter as far as like how they play and like how they have their like formation set up and everything. So yeah, man, that leaves us with just we got international break now for 2 weeks, which everyone hates, and then Man United versus Liverpool. I'm sure there's like a bunch of like I think there's a couple of other Serie A like big games that weekend as well. But Man United versus Liverpool is the big one. I'm very excited about it. Like it's probably the best time to be catching Liverpool at, or maybe the worst time because now they actually have a lot to prove and like a lot to fight for. Well, they always do, but like now they've lost like the last 3 games. They lose this one at home against Man United. That hasn't happened like since 2015 or something like that. Like that would be absolutely a massive just alarm, just like going on through the entire Anfield, just being like, oh, we're on fire if we manage to beat Liverpool or even draw against Liverpool at home. I'm hoping we beat them though. Honestly, I'm hoping we beat them. I'm hoping Ugarte starts. I'm hoping obviously De Ligt and Euro start, and I mean, obviously I would love for Mainu to start, but realistically he's just not gonna. And yeah, just those 3 guys up front. I mean, Šeško, Cunha, and Buemo. I wouldn't be insanely mad at Mount starting, to be honest with you, because Mount, he looks like he has a better grasp of our system than Bruno does, and I think that that helps a bit. That does help a bit. I'm kind of hoping Diallo plays right wing back, but again, that could really come back and bite me in the ass because man, Diallo is like on his day a really great offensive player, but also could be on his day or like not his day, just not a great defensive player. And yeah, I mean, listen, against Liverpool, that's a team that will kind of like they'll probably really take advantage of like a wing back that's like a bit too far up front and stuff like that. So. We'll see about that. But listen, I'm excited for it. It's honestly been like a bunch of good football games. I think it's been a good season so far. I think for football, right? In the Prem, you got the 2 main guys that are definitely like fighting for the title. Then I think Man City is like slowly maybe finding their stride, and I think Chelsea, as long as as soon as they get their center backs right, and I mean they have some of the best players in the world in some positions, and. With Caicedo, I mean, honestly, just having Caicedo on your team makes you able to win any sort of game. It's just I'm absolutely in love with the player. Honestly, completely in love with the player. I think if you give me any other player that like is a better DM in the world right now than Caicedo, you probably don't know football that much. Like, Rodri has not been that guy for. I mean, ever since the injury, he's a bit old now. You got to get it. And the only other guys that like would probably have like a like a solid claim on that would probably be Rice from Arsenal. And listen, Rice is a really, really great DM. I mean, I would probably say the second best DM in the world, but Caicedo is just on a different level right now, man. I mean, different level. And then you got Gravenberch from Liverpool. Gravenberch has actually been one of their few good performers. And I don't know, depending on where you want to put Tchouaméni or where you want to put De Jong, if you want to think of him as a DM, but he's not really a DM. So, yeah, man, let's see how it goes. Footy hangover here, and I'll see you guys probably back right when the Prem starts and everything, because I mean international break and all.